Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Diet Less Live More channel. We have an exciting show for you. You are in the right place if you are interested in changing your life for the better here. My name is Danielle Armstrong. I'm one of the members of Diet Less Live More group, and I am here to bring some great talk to you today with my health and wellness coach, Samantha Sperli. So if you want to reach your goals faster, you are in the right place. You just need to get a health and wellness coach and you will get there. Welcome, Samantha.
Hi, Danielle. Thanks so much for having me on your show.
Oh my gosh, I am so glad you are here. I'm always talking to my viewers about the importance of support when we're going through this. You can do it on your own, but it's so much more pleasant when you have some help. So I thank you so much for being here with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, can we get started by some people are not sure about what a health and wellness coach is? So, would you mind describing what that means?
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to your mind when you think coach is like, oh, I'm going to be told what to do. And that is actually not what health coaches do. Health coaches are taught to sit with you, listen to you, reflect back what you're saying so you can hear yourself again, and really help you build that motivation within yourself to reach goals that you have. So, and it doesn't have to just be one facet of life. It doesn't just have to be like a physical goal. It can be something emotional or educational, workplace. So whatever that may be, helping you get from where you are to where you want to be by supporting you, helping you increase your confidence in yourself, helping you discover resources. So really diving into where you are in your life and the things around you and using those to propel you where you want to go.
Okay, so health and wellness coaching sounds a bit different. It sounds like it's more of kind of self empowerment as opposed to do this, do that. Is that about right?
Yeah, it really is client driven, which means that we're asking the client what they want to do, what they think is best, and then supporting them on what they believe is best for themselves.
Hmm. Yes, that's what I love about working with you, Samantha. Like, you definitely, you know how to get right to what I need to be able to move to the next step. I haven't actually asked this of you, but can you share a little bit about your background and what even led you to becoming a health and wellness coach?
Yeah. So I'm going to try and make a long story a little bit shorter. 15 years ago or so when I was in college, I actually was majoring to be a dietitian. But I had some issues with some of the courses, mainly chemistry. So I changed my degree. Um, you know, One thing led to another, and 10 years later, and I was offered a job as a nutrition counselor. My passion was always to help people nutritionally just feel their best and eat best for their bodies. So when that job opened for me, I, it was a time in my life. I was so passionate about it. I was so excited to be there, learned so much. But when that door closed and I had to move to the next chapter of my life, I wanted to know what I could do that would be so similar in that aspect of helping people. And I found out about health coaching. And what I loved most about health coaching was when I would help people with weight loss, I was focusing on their weight loss, but I was also asking them, things like, how's your sleep? How's your stress level? How are all these other areas of your life and that are impacting the reason that you're here for your weight? So health coaching is really not looking at one thing; it's looking at all the things around it. So I felt like that was a perfect avenue for the things that I'm passionate about to help people. And so that's where I pursued that in health coaching. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you went from nutritional coach now to health and wellness coach, and
Yeah.
you're
A little bit broader. Yeah.
yes, and you're so right about that. I mean, we can talk about anything from finances to relationships to me and my weight loss journey. You pretty much helped me with everything. So you're right. I hadn't thought about that. Like, it's not just singularly focused. We get to talk about everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, even though, you say I helped you, it's really like you come up with the ideas and you come up with the things that are best geared for you. You know, like what your limitations are, or how much harder you want to push on a goal that you want to reach, and how to get there. So it's like we ask the questions to help garner the insight, but you really, like, it comes from within, where you're already at. So it's definitely a partnership. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, you're so good at pulling it out, asking those questions to really get me to think. And ask, think about things that I hadn't considered. And it really is so helpful. By the time we get off the phone or by the time we get off our call, it's like what had me down is now something that I'm looking forward to accomplish. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really a great experience in doing that. And I just wanted to know too, you said you're really into this. What do you like most about what you get to do?
Well, my number one, the number one thing I love most about, like, either nutrition counseling or health coaching, it's making connections with other people.
Mm,
Just like you said, like you could start your call on a certain energy, and by the end you're just excited to conquer the thing that was maybe fearful or seemed hard. I get to feel that energy as well, and so by the end of our call, it's like we just have this positivity and this encouragement and this hope and this relationship too between us. And so the thing I really, really, really love about these career paths is the connection that you form with people, because you get to know their story, you get to know the things they've gone through and the things they persevered, and you get to also just be a part of that next step with them. So
mhm.
I love that.
Yes, that is so true, Samantha. I mean, I get to talk to you in a way that, I don't get to talk to my family and friends. I have to worry about, being judged by what I say or, you know, um, me hurting someone's feelings because of what I say when we talk, and like I said, I appreciate us being able to talk about whatever my goals and dreams are, like whether it be a new diet or trying to, new way of eating that I'm working on, or whether it's, building my relationship with my family.
Mhm.
It is just, I just can't explain how the benefits of coaching. And I didn't know until after, we started this, how beneficial it was. I didn't have a coach before, but
Right.
having you has been really, really instrumental. And one of the things I have to say, Samantha, you're so good at asking those perfect questions that get to me to, like I said, to really think and consider some of the things that I want to do. I really would love for you to share one or two of those questions with us, as we're considering coaching or as we're going through things.
Yeah.
What might be a question that we might ask ourselves um, as we get to a goal that we're struggling to accomplish?
So probably one of the first things I'd ask is, what's the barrier? So first of all, we need to figure out what the challenge is. So
Mhm.
what's the thing that's hanging us up? Is it something physical that can be picked up and moved? Um, is it an emotion? Is it a fear? Is it something that we're feeling? So
Mhm.
really getting behind that, like, what is that thing that's stopping us from taking that next step or from even getting started? So that might be, one of the first things that we talk about when I just feel like I need to do the thing, but I can't do the thing. So like what's going on there? Um, and then, to go even further in that, I'd probably bring up the question of, um, what's the story you're telling yourself?
Mhm.
What's the story you're telling yourself? Because I know I've asked this to you before, Danielle, but what is your definition of belief, of a belief?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, a belief for me is something that you I'm trying not to use belief in it, like
Yeah.
believe to be true,
Yeah.
something that you think is or you feel about something
Hmm.
strongly about,
Yeah.
and almost like, I might believe that I can't speak Spanish.
Hmm.
Um,
Mhm.
am I on the right track with what
Sure.
is?
Yeah. Yeah. And let's even do like a little challenge here because
Mhm.
for the definition I heard and this is, I'll try to think of the person I heard it from. But really, a belief is a story you tell yourself and the
Mm.
evidence you attach to it. So let me ask you a question. What's the Spanish word for water?
Agua,
And do you know the Spanish word for bathroom?
el baño.
Okay, so can you speak a little bit of Spanish?
I can.
Okay, so what's your belief about your skills in Spanish speaking?
I can speak Spanish, and if I studied more, I could probably
Okay, so now we've got the growth mindset going too. But really asking them, okay, so what's this? What's the barrier? What's the challenge? And what's your belief about that barrier or challenge? How
Mhm.
can we adjust some of the evidence, or how can we see something differently to change our story about ourselves, our abilities, our situation around us? So those
Mhm.
may be where I'm going.
Yes, thank you so much for that because I always tell, our viewers, in order to lose weight, you got to get your mind right. And
Mhm.
it sounds like those are two things that we can do to kind of put our minds in the right place to achieve a goal because it's almost impossible to achieve a goal when those barriers are in your way. It's almost impossible to jump over them, but I
Yeah.
know for me, you always show me that some of my barriers are actually, I guess, I don't want to say strengths, but things that I can use to to become a better person, become better at what I'm doing. I can switch those around. You're so good at doing that or
Mhm.
helping me do that.
It's like the how we're taught in coaching about reframing. And like I love the one study we listened to where people who went in and felt their heart racing, it caused them fear and anxiety. But on the other hand, there was a group of people who went in and felt their heart racing and they said, oh, I'm excited and I have energy to do this. And
Mm,
just that twist of thinking about it differently
mm,
allowed the people who thought it was an advantage to do better. And
mhm.
so, how can we look at our fear and say, that's just going to push us that much further, whatever the situation may be?
Mhm. I love that because it's just like you said, changing that perspective, having a
Mhm.
different, look at it because it just depends on your vantage view, right? Whether the
Right.
diamond is sparkling or whether it looks like glass if you're over here. So,
Yeah. The cut
really,
like your rose colored glasses, or what kind of lens are you having on your, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
yes. And
Yeah.
sometimes when we get stuck in our ruts, we can't see that. So I really just am grateful to have a health and wellness coach that allows me to see different perspectives, and it's almost like it doesn't take as long as it does for me to get to that point because sometimes it takes a little bit longer to kind of once you go through all those emotions and go through all those things, and it might be even years later before you realize that, oh, that wasn't something bad that happened that caused me to do
Mm,
this and to move to that.
right.
But having your perspective really, I get there, in a meeting, I
Mhm.
just think about before we meet some of the things that you know, I'm I'm ready to do, and if I'm still a little lagging, I'm like, "Okay, Samantha and I can talk about this."
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
really it's just it's life-changing about, how much you have, helped me or our roles together have helped me. Even this video that we're recording now, so
Yeah.
thank you for that. I really do want to share you
Oh.
with the world because you are
Mhm.
awesome. So
Mhm.
please let us
You
know
are awesome.
how can we work with you and what does that entail?
Yeah, and like you said, it's working with me, but it's a partnership, right? Because you're just like, you bring to the table what's most important to you, and then we dive into it together. So it's always led by the person, by the client, by the person who brings in the concerns. And so it's been like twofold. Like I've helped you, I guess, but like you've helped me too. And just on this journey, it's been so incredible to see your growth and the friendship that we have as well. So I'm so thankful and blessed by that. But if you guys do want to contact me, feel free to email me at samwellnesscoaching@gmail.com. If you'd like to visit my website, Smiles and Miles Wellness Coaching .com. Smiles and Miles, Smiles and Miles. If you think about it as Sam, SAM, Smiles and Miles. It was really to how to bring how to
Oh.
bring using the acronym, right? But somebody's like, use your acronym for your name, and I'm like, okay. But then this came to me, and Smiles is like trying to bring joy back into our life. So how can we see just such positivity and feel that joy around us and within us? And Miles is just really going the distance. Really, doesn't have to be physically, but it can be physically, emotionally, mentally, to take those steps to get ourselves to the place that we want to be. So that's
Mhm.
where that is.
I love it. Thank you so much. So we can either email you to schedule a meeting with you or go to your website and sign in. Is
Yeah.
that how we can do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go to the website and there will be a contact me button.
Okay. And so how does a normal I know I'm never trying to let Samantha go, but for others, what does a typical like or is it just one session or how does that work? How can we
Yeah.
um
So we can have just like a talk first, a free consultation. We'll talk about what your goals are. The things going on in your life, what you want to see. I don't do bundles. I'm just a pay as you go. So because I know lives are crazy and we never know, and I don't want you have to purchase a bundle and then not be able to go through and complete it. So session by session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That I love
Yeah.
that 'cause that makes it flexible that we can get in contact with you and meet with you when we need to.
Yeah.
And as we want to, which I know after anyone works with you, they're gonna be wanting to to come back and have regular meetings just like I do.
Um,
But yes, just like all of us, I truly appreciate health and wellness coaching personally. And you all know that this is such a great experience to be able to have. And I just thank you for your words today. Is there anything that you want to close with before we go out?
just how like wonderful you made me sound and feel. Danielle, you are just as wonderful, amazing, glowing, bright, and your spirit, just your kindness flows through. And so grateful for you and the work that you're doing to just help people become more aware of the resources available to them, which you are a resource for people. They'll learn from you and then just being there for others. And you're a blessing. So thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much,
Yeah.
Samantha. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for taking out time from your
Yeah.
busy schedule with your family to be here with us today. And
Thank you for having me.
you all can thank me later after you book with Samantha. You can thank me later. And I look forward to hopefully having you back for us to talk about some more things, maybe as we go through different challenges that we might be able to bring it your way and uh and do some coaching.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I look forward to that. And thank you all so much for watching. Please make sure that you subscribe to this channel, to Diet Less Live More YouTube channel. And please make sure that you check out the blog if you want to know more information about Danny's life change. And make sure that you go ahead and check the description box for the links to get to Samantha and her health and wellness coaching offerings. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.